From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
It's a tax filing frenzy, but do you know where your tax dollars are going?
I'm very sad about the loss of this school.
Find out what's happening to this Apache Junction school and how education will be taking a hit in Pinal County.
And construction on the beach, what Arizona's southern neighbor is building to attract a boatload of tourists.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Megan Thompson.
And I'm Twila Nugent. Thanks for joining us.
Today is the last day to file your 2014 tax returns.
If you don't turn them in before the end of the day, you'll need to file for an extension.
But the bigger issue with the IRS today may be getting through with last-minute questions before the midnight deadline. Today in Washington, D.C., the nation's taxpayer advocate said it's been a rough tax season for the IRS, with budget cuts making it difficult to keep taxpayers happy. It's been the worst taxpayer service she's seen since 2001, and she said it's not going to get any better tomorrow.
The IRS is only answering the most basic of tax law questions through April 15th and none after that date. Let me repeat, if you call tomorrow, April 16th, you will not get answers to any tax law questions from the IRS.
Olson said 37% of taxpayers who managed to get through to the IRS this year sat on hold for an average of 24 minutes. By comparison, 71% of callers got through last year after waiting an average of only 14 minutes.
This tax day in Arizona, taxpayers will send around $32 billion to the federal government, according to numbers from 2013. And while that sounds like a lot, Arizona actually got a good deal. Cronkite News reporter Sierra Oshran has the story.
In 2013, Arizona received $37.4 billion in direct benefits, which include food stamps, Pell Grants, and unemployment. And when you add in government aid, salaries, and defense contracts, we actually got a total of $69 billion back. But you may be surprised about where your tax dollars went.
Turns out, people don't really like what they see when they see their tax dollar and how it was spent.
If you paid $100 in taxes, 27 of them would go straight to the military. Another 27 would go to Medicare. Only $2 would go to education. While housing gets a penny on every $100 spent.
This is not what polling shows that people want.
The National Priorities Project estimates that the average taxpayer in Arizona paid $10,873 in federal taxes this year. That's $2,000 less than the national average. Of that $10,000, $2,933 went to military, $2,879 went to health care, $275 went to education, and $6 went to housing. But if given the option to reallocate that money, Tucker says the American people would want it to look a lot differently.
What we see is, very little money being spent on the military and much more money being spent on, unemployment insurance, on labor programs, job training, food stamps, agriculture programs, energy and environment.
In Washington, D.C., Sierra Oshran, Cronkite News.
Everyone's filing their taxes today, but churches will get a break. Now that Governor Doug Ducey signed HB 2128, religious institutions don't have to pay property taxes if they're renting. A state constitutional provision already allowed that exemption for churches that owned their property. Ducey held a ceremonial signing today of that bill at one church that would benefit from the provision.
That signing was just one stop on Governor Doug Ducey's tour to celebrate his 100th day in office. He's making his way around the valley in his RV his office has branded the Opportunity Express.
Not only were we able to pass a balanced budget in record time, but we also concluded the shortest session in Arizona history, the shortest, in fact, since the moon landing.
Governor Ducey highlighted a number of accomplishments, most notably his budget, bringing Apple to the Valley and hosting Super Bowl 49. Senate President Andy Biggs brought to the Capitol lawn what he thinks is physical proof of success in the form of bills the governor has signed.
Every day I receive this, and there are loads of these. And what it is representative of the hard work we were able to do in a short period of time.
Democratic Minority Whip Eric Meyer doesn't see a quick session or volume of bills as an automatic recipe for success.
It's been incredibly disorganized and bad for the state. Just because we did something quickly doesn't mean we did it well.
What Governor Ducey sees as his biggest accomplishment in his first 100 days?
Passing the budget. We inherited a $1 billion budget shortfall, and I knew even before taking office, closing it wasn't going to be easy or popular.
But Meyer, who knows public school funding well, says the state needs to spend more on education to develop a more educated workforce.
There aren't a lot of good things to talk about from my perspective. You know, I served on a school board, and for the 8 years I was on the board, all we did was make cuts, and that's what school boards are doing again right now.
Right now, Governor Ducey is at the last stop in his Opportunity Express tour in Anthem, where he's hosting a forum with community leaders and other Arizona politicians.
The city of Phoenix is planning on suing the Federal Aviation Administration for changing flight paths to and from Sky Harbor without alerting the city. Some Valley communities were angered by the changes and submitted noise complaints. Mayor Greg Stanton held a press conference today in response to the FAA's proposed options, where he announced the possible lawsuit. Tomorrow at 2:30, the city of Phoenix will hold a special policy session on the issue, and you can count on Cronkite News to be there. Now we continue our mission to bring you the most important news from around the state, including the efforts to save schools from closing in Apache Junction.
From a concept to reality, see how One Mesa Homeless Shelter is helping families turn over a new leaf by providing them a safe and comfortable place to live.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself.
Let's turn the page.
I believe that this nation should commit itself.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You can almost divide American history before Robinson and after Robinson.
Seeing is believing. We broke records. We broke barriers.
This is incredible.
Suddenly the big picture makes more sense.
We have unprecedented access.
Now I can face my ancestors. Now I'm looking into their world. Now I can see where they walked.
Access Across Arizona allows us to travel to the 15 different counties in Arizona and find new, fresh voices and underreported stories.
It's been a great opportunity to travel to places we haven't been to before and talk to people we haven't heard from until now.
With our new technology, we're now able to deliver stories directly to you from across Arizona. Live in Mojave County, reporting live from Prescott,
live in Parker, Arizona.
Cronkite News brings you Access Across Arizona.
Education budget cuts are nothing new to Arizona, but one district is feeling the strain more than the rest. Our team of reporters went to Pinal County and the city of Apache Junction, where the lack of funding has called for some drastic measures. Carrie Adam joins us now.
Apache Junction School District has had to close 3 schools in the past 5 years. And with decreasing enrollment and no additional funding on the way, keeping the remaining schools open may be a challenge.
I'm very sad about the loss of this school.
Superstition Mountain Elementary School was the longest standing school in the Apache Junction School District, but it is set to close at the end of the current school year.
I think it's a shame that these kids are not our top priority.
Apache Junction currently has a $3.3 million budget deficit and is struggling to come up with the funds to support itself.
The reasons we got here aren't things that happened overnight. This is one of the first districts to lose its override funding.
Without the proper funding, the district has had to resort to school closures and changing over to a 4-day school week.
What choice do we have? We have to make cuts. And at $3.3 million, they're going to be hard cuts.
One of the biggest concerns for parents like Cami Garcia are the larger class sizes.
Each school will have 700 plus students. I think that it's going to be hard for a teacher to be able to do what they need to do in a longer period now that we have 4 days.
Apache Junction has had difficulty retaining teachers, but according to a district poll, 61% of teachers would stay despite no pay raise if they went to the 4-day week.
If you want to attract teachers and keep them, then you've got to be able to pay them competitively. One thing that they could offer teachers that is just as valuable as money is time.
The struggles of the school district have led community members to form a group called SOS, Save Our Schools.
I love our community, I have a passion for our community, and I'm not going to give up on the kids.
SOS works to inform community members and encourages them to get involved and support. But there is only so much they can do.
We live in a state that is trying to destroy public education, and I do believe that.
State Board of Education Vice Chairman Doug Coleman says that the lack of funding has sent them in a downward spiral.
What the real problem is we're not fundamentally funding the base.
And the budget cuts are still far from over.
Heart-wrenching already, the decisions that have been made. And now we want to cut another $600,000. I don't know where.
SOS hopes to persuade the community to vote in favor of education next year so that their schools may receive the funds necessary to stay open. In Apache Junction, I'm Carrie Adams, Cronkite News.
I'm Mark Mangura in Apache Junction, and I'm here with Superintendent Chad Wilson. Dr. Wilson, what are the struggles that the district is facing with retaining teachers?
You know, one of the challenges we have in Apache Junction, I think across the state of Arizona, is making sure that we're able to attract and retain quality teachers. And in our district, one of the real challenges is being able to offer the competitive salaries that our neighboring districts do. And we know as educators that the best thing we can do for kids is provide a teacher, quality bus driver, quality food service. But when you can't pay what our neighboring districts can pay, that becomes more and more difficult to do. And so part of our goal throughout this process was been to not only balance our budget, but also to look for solutions that give us a competitive edge in order to attract and retain folks that we know are going to do good things for our kids.
And how can the community get involved to help support the district and make sure they're funded?
Well, I think the community can do a lot of different things to get involved. And what I tell folks is the best way to get involved is to be an active, proactive member of our democracy. And so take the opportunity when elections come around to really get registered and recognize what candidates stand for and recognize the power that your vote has. We know, though, that those elections don't come around every single day. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I think any time a community member wants to support us, there's always ways to do that by volunteering in our district, by helping to support some of our reading programs. But there's certainly also other organizations within the district that allow individuals to be a little bit more proactive in that political environment if they choose to want to get involved that way as well.
And the group Save Our Schools, do they have any upcoming meetings that community members can attend?
They do, and if our community would like to take a look at our website or reach out to us, we can pass on those meeting dates. I think what's so neat about the Save Our Schools is it's really kind of a grassroots approach to trying to shape the discussion within our local community about what really matters, and from our perspective, that's educating our kids.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Live in Apache Junction, Mark Mangura, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is renewing a commitment to track the recovery of the heroin addicts featured in our documentary investigation, Hooked, Tracking Heroin's Hold on Arizona. Tonight, we revisit Ryan as he shares his efforts to stay sober.
Every night when I was doing the last of my dope or whatever to go to bed, I started to really just hope that I didn't wake up. Sober, I mean, whatever way you cut it, it's miserable. It sucks. It doesn't feel good, it's not fun. But the longer that I stay sober, now it's not. Now I don't have to worry on a day-to-day about, am I gonna get high, or is this gonna happen, or is this gonna end? Because I do certain things on a daily basis that ensures that I stay sober and that I continue to have the life that I have now. And now it's more about progressing in my job and making sure that my son's taken care of and building back relationships with family and just moving on with my life. Because 3.5 years ago, I didn't think that having a life was possible. It wasn't until my family completely cut me off and gave me really no leeway and no help. I mean, I was homeless. They wouldn't give me money. They wouldn't give me pretty much anything, any assistance. If I called, they wouldn't answer the phone, and that's what needed to happen for me to be able to start to help myself.
We hope you join us tomorrow night here on Cronkite News as our investigative team revisits more former addicts on their path to recovery. For our full multimedia coverage on the Hooked AZ project, go to CronkiteNewsOnline.com.
Homelessness is a growing problem in the Valley, and the Phoenix Rescue Mission says that homeless families make up half of the homeless population in Arizona. The second phase of the new La Mesita Family Homeless Shelter had its grand opening in Mesa today. Reporter Mackenzie Scott was there and found that although the housing might be brand new, La Mesita itself is not.
Yes, Tweet, the property has quite a history. Originally a motel, it was then converted 25 years ago into one of the Valley's very first women's shelters. Now, decades later, La Mesita is having a brand new beginning thanks to the community it serves. The day was more than just about the future of La Mesita. It was also a day to remember its past.
We are standing on the shoulders of some giants here today.
Arizona icon Eddie Basha was one of the co-founders of the La Mesita campaign, and one of his last requests to his son, Trey, in 2013 was to help the shelter become reality.
I made a commitment to my dad, and it was one of the last commitments that I made to my dad. And it was something that he believed in.
Operated by Mesa Human Services Agency, A New Leaf, the shelter is opening 16 newly furnished 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. Jessica Mandel, who stayed with her son at La Mesita during a time of need, says La Mesita provided her with support.
You have counselors, you have a daycare they're all so amazing, and they actually care about the people that are here. They have a food pantry. They had a closet, so when you went on interviews, you had something to wear, that was nice. It was invaluable.
La Mesita is more than just a homeless shelter. They provide necessities such as diapers to families. With the community of Mesa providing many donations for the shelter, the city's vice mayor envisions families staying at La Mesita thriving.
I'm excited for the kids that live here because it does not have the feel of a shelter. It has the feel of a home. And so it's really going to help lift that community to a large extent in Mesa.
And now that it's open, it can. Yay! All the necessities given to La Mesita are made possible by donations from fellow Arizonans. Also, families living at the shelter can stay there up to 120 days. Live from downtown Phoenix, Mackenzie Scott, Cronkite News.
There are new hopes for an economic boost in a small fishing town many call Arizona's beach. One concrete cube at a time, the dream of having Rocky Point's first home cruise port is now becoming a reality.
Should I believe in the world, mama? I think so. Should I give up and hide, or should I stay and fight? Should I believe in the rules, mama?
What are the consequences?
Can I speak out my mind in these changing times? I don't know what to believe, mama. Will you march with us? There's a fire inside, there's a storm on the rise. Give me a reason to be, mama.
Buonasera.
'Cause I need someone to believe.
The world is more complicated than it's ever been.
The NewsHour is always going to take you deeper and take you broader.
And that is worth fighting for.
Night after night, 7 days a week.
I'm Maria Hinojosa.
I'm Gwen Eichel. And I'm Judy Woodruff.
On behalf of all of us here, thanks for watching.
Puerto Penasco, better known here as Rocky Point, is a big destination for Arizona seeking a beach spot. And now construction is underway to make it a cruise ship port. Cronkite News reporter Sonny Scott traveled down to Rocky Point to see how this project is getting ready to launch.
Known as Arizona's beach, this small fishing town is now making way for Mexico's first home port. People will board right behind me for a round trip around the Sea of Cortez. With its sandy beaches, blue waters, and banana boating, Rocky Point has always been known for its 12-month boating season. A mural painted at a local restaurant of Sandy Beach with a cruise ship headed to the shore may now seem like a reality, with construction of the town's first cruise ship port.
The home port will bring people from other states of the United States to come and start their trip on the Gulf of Cortez. So it is very important. It is the most important project the city has ever had.
Mary Snyder, who has lived in Rocky Point for 22 years, can see the progress of the port from the balcony of her 12-story condo and is excited for her new neighbor.
I lived in Arizona for 8 years, and so the idea that you could just get in the car, drive down, and be here in 3.5 hours from Phoenix or Tucson.
Sandy Beach Resorts came up with the idea of a home port and donated some of their land to the city with the help of the Mexican state and federal government paying for the project. They designed a marina, the port, and terminal to have the tourists visit when they disembark from the cruise.
Our personal dream was to create a mega tourist resort in which we could have people from all around the world come to see us.
And cruise companies are now showing a lot of interest in the Sea of Cortez because it's the only part in the world where cruise ships haven't explored.
From what I was told by the state government, Holland America was very interested, Disney was very interested.
The cruise route will begin in Rocky Point and travel down the mainland, crossing over to Cabo San Lucas, then back up the Baja Peninsula.
The home port will be almost a mile long with 90 crew members working around the clock placing rocks and these concrete cubes to have the port done by the end of 2016.
You can see the work above the water, massive concrete blocks hoisted by cranes, but under the water, divers are uprooting plants from the ocean floor to replant them in a safe area. They want the home port certified to be a green port. No fueling will happen here.
They'll go down to the port of Guaymas, and Guaymas is a little bit more industrial, so they'll get the big cruise ships will get their fuel there.
Retired art teacher Beth Hill is worried about the environmental impact to the nearby campground where she lives, but may be more concerned about losing the quiet small town feel.
Enough is enough. Like I said, I lived in New York. I know what the concrete jungles are like. And you expect that back there, but I somehow don't expect it down here.
But Snyder says a little more attention for Arizona's beach will let tourists know what a wonderful place it really is.
So we're going to have that exposure. That's the biggest thing. And then they'll discover why I've lived here for 22 years.
Officials are expecting the home port to be completed by the end of next year, and people will be able to set sail early 2017. Reporting from Puerto Penasco, Mexico, Sonny Scott, Cronkite News.
Well, with cruises in summer almost here, we can expect temperatures to start warming up. Brooke Wasowitz is here to tell us exactly what's in store for the week of weather. Brooke?
Right now we're experiencing a beautiful day today here in downtown Phoenix. We're at 81 degrees, nice clear sunny skies. We do have 4% humidity, so it's nice and dry out there today. One thing to note though, we do have 18-mile-per-hour winds, so it's going to be very breezy for the remainder of today. And we're not the only state that's experiencing spring. As you can see, we have Fargo at 73 degrees, St. Louis 65, and Dallas 72. So in general, this nation is starting to heat up, except for this little pocket right here that's just getting so much rain right now. But otherwise, we're heating up. Let's bring it back to Arizona. Up north of the Grand Canyon, we have 42 degrees, 60 in Prescott, over in Yuma, 79, and then down in Tucson, 82 degrees right now. Let's take a closer look in and around the valley. Over in Mesa, we're at 79 degrees, as well as in Scottsdale, and then Goodyear, 81 degrees right now. Let's see if we're going to hit those 90s this weekend. You can expect no rain all the way through Monday. We're going to hit 79 degrees tomorrow, 83 on Friday, and then we're going to jump up to 90 on Sunday, so things are heating up. It's going to be a great week to be outdoors. Just be sure to have that sunscreen. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Brooke Wasowitz.
Actress and activist Pamela Anderson went to Tent City today, but what she did isn't illegal. We'll tell you why she visited the jail and how it will impact inmates in Maricopa County.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself.
Let's turn the page.
I believe that this nation should commit itself.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
You can almost divide American history before Robinson and after Robinson.
Seeing is believing.
We broke records. We broke barriers.
This is incredible.
Suddenly the big picture makes more sense.
We have unprecedented access.
Now I can see my ancestors. Now I'm looking into their world. Now I can see where they walked.
Cronkite News is proud to join the Arizona PBS News block here on 8 HD.
Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on Arizona Horizon.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. We'll take a look at the recent legislative session and how it impacted children's issues, and we'll see how the Head Start program is doing in its 50th anniversary year. That's coming up on Arizona Horizon.
Animal protection activist Pamela Anderson toured the Maricopa County Jail with Sheriff Joe Arpaio today. She touted Arpaio's plan to serving meat-free meals to inmates. This is the first day inmates were served an all-vegetarian meal, and as of now, Maricopa County Jail is the only jail in the nation serving this menu. Anderson is the spokesperson for PETA, and it's their goal to make menus at universities, corporations, sports arenas, and other jails serve an all-vegetarian diet. The new diet for inmates is expected to save money, but Sheriff Joe Arpaio is looking at the health benefits as well.
It's not just to save money. I could be a great politician and brag about it, but this is to save the lives of the inmates, set a precedent. Maybe other jails, which I don't really care. I know you do. I run these jails, but maybe the word would travel and make our inmates more healthy.
The sheriff's office says cost savings for the county and its taxpayers will be around $200,000 after eliminating meat from the inmates' meals.
Well, that's it for Cronkite News tonight.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Find top Arizona stories anytime at CronkiteNewsOnline.com.